Hey guys, Kir here. This time, as you can see by the title, this is another review. I am trying to do more of these since I'm actually finishing more series. This time it's Sakamoto Days. I would do Downfall first, but I finished Sakamoto Days first, and I think in my opinion it's less memorable. So before I forget about it or something, I want to make a review on it. But yeah, I finished it 2 to 3 days ago. So yeah, it's pretty fresh in my mind. Y'all know how these go. I talk about the story, the characters, everything about that. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. As for the story in Sakamoto Days, it's pretty simple. No series is gonna have an overcomplicated story in 24 chapters. But yeah, it's about an ex-assassin, the best assassin supposedly, Sakamoto, who he just retired after he met the love of his life, and now he runs what seems like just a convenience store. But yeah, and then some assassin called Shen comes. I think he tried to kill him, and then the plot just develops from there. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to enjoy. I think I'd say it's more of a comedic series, and it has its, cool little fights every once in a while. I say every once in a while, it's every 3-4 chapters, but the fights, they're enjoyable. They're not some dumb fights, they end well. Of course not the best fights, because they have almost no emotion behind them. But it's a more lighthearted series, so it's really not going to have this super deep or super intense fight like some other series, right? It's the main guy isn't gonna die. The worst thing that's gonna happen is he's gonna get captured. It just the way they meet new characters, the way things are done, and it just has a very light and comedic tone throughout the whole entire series. And yeah, it's just a very enjoyable story. I really have no complaints with it. It's only 24 chapters again, so it's hard to find a complaint. And it's not for example, 3 Days of Happiness, where it's only 16 chapters. But also, it's designed to be 16 chapters, right? You can't compare the first 24 chapters of One Piece to say the first 24 chapters of the first 16 chapters of the 3 Days of Happiness. Well, because it's designed to be short, so it's a lot more compact, and it's just a lot more filled with information and stuff. So I get that. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't really compare the two, when it comes to a long series, this first 16. Compared to a series that's designed to be short, it's first 16 chapters. It's an enjoyable series. I do think is it gonna be is it top 10 new gen? Definitely not. There's a lot more new gen that are better, I find more enjoyable. That's not to diss Sakamoto Days, it's just that this era, I guess, has a lot of new series, all ongoing and all very entertaining in their own way, with their own themes and everything like that, right? Top 15, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I don't really think about that stuff until I actually go to think about a list, with some exceptions, right? I was reading Tokyo Ghoul and I already knew it's gonna be top 5. But that very rarely happens. Sakamoto Days, as I'm trying to say, great story. I'm just gonna get straight into the characters because there's really much to talk about the story. As for the characters in Sakamoto Days, they're all really enjoyable, right? They're of course not really deep or super well written with all this symbolism and anything like that. They're just enjoyable characters, right? Shen, I think that Chinese girl's called Lu or something, and then Sakamoto. They're all great. Shen's probably my favorite character in the series, just because, the whole clairvoyant thing and how, enjoyable he is. But at the same time, with this current arc we have, you're also learning a bit more about his past and his characters, so it's also pretty enjoyable to see. He's my favorite character in the series. Sakamoto's also entertaining, right? He's pretty funny as well. The hard-boiled guy is also, he was probably the most interesting antagonist, or I don't know, he's the more enjoyable guy. I can't really use I don't want to really use other terms I'd use for more heavy series. But yeah, enjoyable cast, enjoyable characters. The art's good too. It has some really good panels, as you're seeing, with watching the video. That's really much I want to talk about. It's still a short series. I'm still gonna be reading it weekly because it's very enjoyable, and it's a nice change of pace. It's a lot of series like it, but at the same time, a lot of the series I enjoy aren't like that, so it's a nice change of pace for me personally. So that's basically it for the video. I know it's a pretty short video, but Sakamoto Days, it really doesn't have much to talk about. It's forgettable but enjoyable at the same time, and with its 24 chapter length, that's also probably the reason why. I definitely recommend it if you just want to have a break from the manga you're reading, or just want a more lighthearted manga. Also, before I forget, as for the scores or whatever, since I don't want to forget this time and I just remembered, I'd give this story like a 7. The characters I'd give like a 7 too. Overall, the series is just a 7. I'm not even gonna like exaggerate or anything. I think it's like the epitome of what I'd give a 7 out of 10 or a 70 out of 100, whatever you want to say, whatever like your rating score is. It's just, it's enjoyable and it's not really anything out of this world too special. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Or if you just want a really short manga to read that, it's pretty light and enjoyable and isn't too deep. But yeah, that's basically it. As I said, I already know it's super short, but Sakamoto Days doesn't really have much to talk about, especially with its length. So yeah, that's basically the video. If you like, let me know what you thought down below. I'm gonna really like, comment, subscribe, and peace.